All right. This topic has been inspired by one of my clients. He's a young Indian guy based in the West. Um, is a very enterprising guy. He's more like an entrepreneur, real life entrepreneur who has a lot of stuff that he does online. And yeah, he's into crypto also, which I'm not a very big fan of, but he's doing pretty well. Okay. Now here's a funny thing. Even though he's doing very well in terms of his uh, life, where money is involved, career is involved, he has yet to find true love. You know, we all are looking for that perfect individual, the person who will be with us for the rest of our lives. He can get women easily, click of a finger. He can get women because he has the money, the car, name it. He has shown me some of his cars and car collection and babes, and I'm like, woof, woof. Okay, oh, whatever. Okay, so young chap enjoying his life, but he's a type who constantly is self-aware and wants to improve. So one of the questions that he asked, he keeps asking about relationship, women, marriage, whenever he books a session. So this time he just while chatting, he sent me this question. Do you think, I'm reading the question exactly as he typed, do you think there is a strong correlation between age and maturity overall, or is that correlation only related to your target market and audience? That means people who are searching for a career. All right. Even though I could give this question just as a very casual response, I took some time to spend and gather my thoughts so it could actually give value. So, if you're watching this, I would suggest pay attention. Not no need to take down notes, but just pay attention because it would help you. Because this answer is not just for, let's say, love. It is also for choosing relationships, where even, let's say, a business partner. Okay, feel free to comment, agree, disagree down below. I would definitely read your comments. So I'll give you three possibilities for this answer where age and maturity is concerned. Um, because today's generation are this new generation alpha that is there. Before that, I think that was generation Z. Yeah. They say, oh, age is just a number. Okay, age is just a number. Just because you are 50 years old doesn't mean you're more mature than me. I can have more life experiences. Now, is that wrong? No, it's definitely not wrong. Okay. But on the other hand, senior people like me would have the argument, boss, you're 20 years old. What do you know about having a child? What do you know about living, taking care of your mother, father, brother, sister, children, supporting your wife's family and your family? So that you can only have theoretical advice, not practical. In fact, in my WhatsApp groups that I have, the dynamics are so far and varied. You have sometimes this open group, no, which is open to everyone. You have 16-year-olds giving advice to married people with their children who are old enough to be their children. They are giving relationship advice. See, listen, bro, hey, bro, you want your woman to love you. This is what you do. Imagine, he doesn't even have a girlfriend. Not even a girlfriend, but he's giving marriage advice. So, I've divided it into three options to keep everyone happy. One is where age doesn't equal maturity. One is where, say, age does equal maturity. And then there is maturity beyond the years and maturity that is by choice. I've written these points down, so I'll make it very simple for you. So the first one, age, doesn't guarantee maturity, which you younger generation always claim. I would say that yes, you're right. I'll give you two examples, okay, of people that I personally know. This 45-year-old guy um, has been my client. We're not in touch with anymore because I was to give him blunt, brutal responses. He didn't like it. The guy is filthy rich. His father is very rich. Okay, and you know, it's like the amount of wealth that his father has. it is enough for maybe 3 or 4 or 5 generations, that much. Now, this guy has not worked. He has not gone to work a single day of his life. He's 45, huh? He has not gone to work at all. His father did ask him to come work for his companies in different positions, different capacities. He tried everything. This guy is an utter failure. Okay. He doesn't want to work anywhere. He doesn't want to follow the rules. So his father realized nothing is working, just forget it. And he knows that his father's biggest weakness is his son. He loves his son more than anyone because his father tried to have a child, could not have a child, and then he lost his wife, then the second wife, and finally when they did get a child, so this is his precious little thing. So this guy, 45, still lives with his parents, has not been to work for a single day of his life. He bitches and groans and moans and talks utter crap. In fact, he's one of the rare clients who I personally told him, I'm sorry, I'm not interested to work with you. Okay, because just talking utter shit. Just imagine a 45-year-old talking trying to behave like a teen. In fact, I don't know if he got married also, but absolute utter nonsense. Talking to him, you feel you're talking to a small kid, immature kid. So here, even though he has his age, 45, he doesn't behave the age. He doesn't think the age because, age is not equal to maturity. The second example that I'll give you is this one. Once again, was my client. I chose to end the relationship. This, I'll not give you the name. This long-term client of mine, incredible success story. I worked with her when she just landed in Dubai and helped her get a good job. She is doing very well for herself. She has money. She has a side business. She is online. She's not viral or anything, but she has a specific target market. She is not like selling sexual services or anything, but she's very beautiful. Oh goodness! If you see her, you'll be like, wow. Okay, but here's a sad part of the whole thing. Even though this female is like doing so well, money, career, she travels around the world. She has her own driver. She has her own car. She rubs shoulders with the who's who, the creme de la creme. She stays only in five-star hotels. She only travels first class. I mean, she is quite a phenomenon. Okay. And because she started from literally nothing. But here's the sad part. She is unable to find a single partner, a single man in her life. To this date, I don't think she has even found a single partner. She wants to find a partner. She wants to get married. She wants to have children. Now she's entering, I think, her late 40s. Still no partner. And best part is, if you talk to her, she'll blame all men. She will tell you all the flaws of men. She'll tell you the right man has not yet come. She'll tell you that, like, the guy who's right for her is always below her league. The guy who she wants is way beyond her league. She wants a guy to be perfect in terms of face, physique, must have abs, must be going to the gym, must have a strong self worth, must be commanding, must be leadership, must be a corporate success, must have business sense, and they should get along, and he should be spending time with her, and he should. You get what I'm saying. She just wants perfection. I literally told her once on her face, what you want. You don't have many demands. You just want a simple guy. She said, the simple guy means character of Christ, looks and physique of Chris Hemsworth, the net worth of Elon Musk, the maturity levels of some, you can take the top self help guru, the medical prowess of maybe Dr. Andrew Huberman. So she's looking the best of the best of the best of the best in every area. That is the right guy for her. Now, do you think she'll ever find it? In fact, anyone and everyone she has met, she'll always tell you flaws. So now, is this female mature? No, she is not. Yes, she is mature in business. Yes, she is mature in her corporate life. Yes, she is mature in marketing and positioning herself, but does she have emotional maturity? Zero. She is not ready to admit that she has any fault. Her fault, if you ask her, Loy, listen, okay, if I have flaws, I myself would tell you what they are. I'm a strong, independent woman. That is her flaw. So, how do you mentor such a person? And the fact of the matter is the example. Her age, even though she is in her 40, does not equal to any kind of maturity. She is just not self aware. Okay. So, now the next example. Now, here is the example where someone is way too young but incredibly mature. I'll give you one example, and these are two clients of mine. The first one is someone who you can relate to. Okay, he's still my client, so I have to be careful with these details. Let's say someone in his twenties, but has a maturity of someone in his 40s. Now you'd be like, how is that possible? Yes, it is possible because when the boy was 12, his father died. And before his father died, his father told him, I want you to be the man of the house and take care of your mum and take care of your sisters. And after his father died, who was the only bread earner, he had to literally, his mother had to obviously work, and he literally had to not only go to school, not only support his mother, not only take odd jobs, but also be like a father figure to his sisters and brothers, younger. And he did this from the age of 12. When he started his career path, oh, he's not a millionaire or anything like that. He's the most mature person in his company. And he has every few months or every year, he always gets a salary increment or he gets a job offer or he gets a promotion. Very well to do. Amazing. I was impressed with his maturity, his leadership skills. He's not hyper ambitious. He doesn't want to be a millionaire. He just wants to be a good father figure, a good role model. And I told him, boss, you'll be an amazing husband. Amazing. So here is someone who is way too young, age, but super mature. Now I'll give you another example. This one you'll not be able to relate to because you will not believe the story. The guy is my client, but lately he has not been in touch with me. He's of a Chinese descendant. I've spoken about this in my previous videos a couple of times. I can't remember what is the name of the video. This guy, Chinese descendant, staying in the West, so obviously he has the Western passport. Mother has a successful business and single. His father passed away. This guy, who's also in his 20s, you'll be shocked to know he earns 11,000 US dollars a day. Not a month, not a week, a day. You'll be like, how is it possible? Yes, for you and me, normal guys who literally, maybe earn $100 or $500 a month. For us, $11,000, impossible. Yeah, he must be what, Elon Musk? No, he has invested in crypto. He has invested in investments, various securities or various instruments. He has multiple houses that he purchased. Okay, and he takes care. He's actually a full-fledged businessman, and he started this from a very young age, thanks to the guidance of his mother. These Chinese have an incredible foresight of mentoring and training their children. So from right at a young age, he was involved in the business. And whenever you'd ask his mother anything, mother would say, work for it. Go, work, earn. He didn't have a choice. And when he started his business early on, he failed multiple times. Imagine that where most of the kids are playing video games, this guy at the age of 16 is actually trying to run a business. Seriously. He has people twice or thrice his age working under him. And in fact, if you don't believe that a person like this can exist, if you're an Indian, check what's this guy's name? Beer Bicep YouTube channel or Dhruv Rathi. They are hardly 28 or 30 years old. Their net worth being in India is 3 to 5 million US dollars. So how is that possible? Yeah, because this is a new generation that is coming up that is exceptional. So here the age is young. See the maturity level. Okay. So I give you two examples. So One is where age doesn't guarantee maturity. One is where you're very young, but you're super mature. The third example that I'll give you is maturity by choice. And here, the example that I can give you, which you can relate to, is myself. Okay. Um, I was, majority of my life, I was immature until the age of 36. I was just caught up in my own hype, my own bullshit, my own nonsense. I didn't have any incentive to be mature until the fateful day on YouTube. My videos at 2011, Loy Machedo suicide, where I lost everything. I lost my money, I lost my career, I lost my job, I lost the visa to be in UAE, I lost my friends, girlfriends, love life, parents, everybody. And I was only left with the option to end my life. So over there, I had two choices: end my life, or if I was going to make a comeback, I was like, boss, I don't want to be in this situation ever again. So I have to change completely. So I, I had no choice at all. Either you sink or swim, do or die. So, given that, I immediately decided to take charge of my life, be accountable for myself, and I was forced to grow up. And from 36, the changes that I made in my life every single year, I've become a more different person. 36 to 40, I changed a lot. 40, and after I met my wife, I changed a lot. In fact, just a few days ago, when I was speaking to my wife, we're just lying down, baby was sleeping. My baby's become very tall now. And she was telling me, you have changed so much in these last, almost 8 years that we have been together. She's saying, you're not the same guy at all. You're, you're mellowed down so much. You're so tolerant, so patient, so mature. So, so here is maturity by choice. Okay. So now comes in terms of relationships. Okay. Um, because obviously he wanting to find the right girl for himself is, looking for relationship advice. So now, where you're talking of a girl, I'll give you two or three examples which will help you form a perspective. Now, number one, okay, let's say you're looking for, let's say the theory is the more age you have, the more mature you get. People take my example. Law, you're going to be in your 50s, your wife is like 34. That's why you're mature. But I'll give you a very simple example to prove it that just because you have more years doesn't mean you're mature. In these, most of the third world countries or South Asian countries, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Bali, Philippines, you'd see very young girls, very, very young girls. Okay. And with those young girls, you'll see very old men, very, very old men, old enough to be their grandfather. In fact, I literally saw this video on Facebook. This guy is 70, no, sorry, 80, 83 or 85 years old. He's wrinkled, wrinkled. He's like, he literally looked like he didn't have teeth. You're like this, okay? He needed a walking stick to move. Crumpled guy wearing a shirt. And there's this girl, Filipina, who's sitting near the swimming pool. She's sitting there, with the legs crossed, young. She must have been, I would say, in her 30s, elegant. Not smoking hot, smoking sexy, but she's young and she's beautiful. Okay. Beautiful means attractive enough. And obviously, there's a guy taking a video from there. So this old man walks over, who's in 80s, this girl is in her 30s, and takes his stick and somehow goes down to his knee. Okay. Obviously, he's going to propose. Takes out this ring. You can literally see him shaking. He opens and he says, will you marry me? And the girl, she was like, oh, and she's like, oh, I love you. And she kisses him. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, imagine crumpled lips. In fact, you can Google search. This was a very viral story. Um Egyptian toy boy gets, I think, an 80-year-old white, that was, I think, British grandmother, has his lover. And she actually, it became viral, she actually went on all the morning talk shows to say that her sex life is so active and so incredible. She needs this cream to put in on her private parts because it's sore. Okay. And she was proudly parading that. And when they asked, what if he's using? No, no, this is true love. Okay. So why am I giving you that example there? These these 80, 90-year olds, whatever, or 70-year olds, they are trying to act like they're teenagers. They're trying to act like they are 20-year olds. They're still so immature. In fact, many of them, these old people, they are sex pats, they are sex addicts. They come down to search for such young girls. In fact, I'm sorry to say, but it's a very disturbing reality. Some of them even search for underage children. So now, would you call someone like this mature? No, zero, absolute zero. Why? Because they, you might say, oh, these people are sick in the head. No, there are so many like this because they are not mature. I know people who have a family, married. Some of them, my clients, married, have children, okay, who are college or going to work. Yet they want a girlfriend, even though they have a married life, they have kids. They want a girl who's young as their daughter as a girlfriend. So would you say this person is emotionally mature? No, you cannot call that because one is they are two timing and cheating their wife, and you can say, oh, he's still being a man. Is that a definition of being a man? Then what is where do you draw the line? Is it okay if tomorrow someone who marries your daughter does the same thing and gives the same excuse? Will you say, yeah, yeah, that's okay, being a man? No. So age is not a guarantee for maturity. Okay. So in terms of love, at the same time, on the other end of the spectrum, there are many. I'll give you an example here in Thailand. There are many 20-year-old girls, 20s, or as young as even 16. You'll see them working in these Tesco. You'll see them working in the bank. You can clearly make out it's a girl. In fact, when I went to Macro, which is like they sell food wholesale, okay, fruits and vegetables. I got this girl. I saw this girl on the counter was checking weight. She was rather slow. The line was forming, but I nobody was losing their cool because you could make out small girl. You can make out she is a young girl. She had a lot of hairy, forearms and all that. You could make out she is from a poor family, and she was really working hard. And she was very courteous. She was very professional, and very nice. And she would literally take the bag and and she did this with every customer, greeting them, taking the weight, and handing it over respectfully to them, and even giving them a bow. She didn't have to do all this. So she showed the fire, the proactive nature of wanting to really grow. And she just didn't do like "Doop," just give you the back. She was showing that she wants to improve and learn and grow. And I can assure you, whomsoever was looking at her manager was not there, nowhere near. Whomsoever was looking at her was appreciating this. So here is a girl who shows incredible maturity. In fact, this is a sad one where there are many girls who, just to feed their parents, just to feed their mother and father, and the number of children that they have, they even opt to go to the red light district and sell their bodies just to feed their family, because what they will earn in 1 month, they get it in with one sexual partner. They don't have a choice. So even though it's very easy for us to judge and say, yeah, yeah, she's a slut too, we're not in her shoes. But I look at someone who is ready to do this. No, I'm not talking of those who are gold diggers, who are doing it as a hobby to get easy money. I'm talking about those females who are trying to look after their entire families. And your heart goes out to them. Like, she is destroying her life, having this oversized, fat, smelly, dirty men who might have STDs. She's doing all this for her family. So over there, that is an example of incredible maturity. Okay, where they're ready to sacrifice anything for their family. In fact, there are many youngsters who even give up their friends, give up their happiness of being with the family, and go abroad to work many, many jobs and send money back home. So here is younger age, incredible maturity. Okay. So now the question comes. So the question which you asked, do you think there's a strong correlation between age and maturity overall? The answer that I can give you after giving you all these examples, okay, is summarized in one, two, three, four, five, 5 points. Okay, so uh, this is what you need to look for. Yes, age does play a part also. Now, number one is um, emotional intelligence. What did I mean by age is also important is you have to take the context. Someone who's a girl who's 16, sorry, a girl who's 18, 16 is underage. A girl who's 18, ready to get married, versus a woman who's in her 30s, both working, both earning and looking after the family, there is a difference, right? Okay, that's what I mean. So don't confuse it. So, what you need to consider first one is emotional intelligence. That is the key of any relationship. By emotional intelligence, what do I mean? Ask these questions so that will help you get, because the word emotional intelligence, you'll be like, how do I check emotional intelligence? First one is first one is for you. How do you manage your emotions when you're depressed, when you're sad, when you're angry, when you're frustrated, when you are depressed, when you're under stress, when you're violent? How do you manage your emotions and feelings? Not when things are good, but when things are bad. Okay? So you ask yourself, how do you manage in all this? Then you need to figure out your partner, how does she manage in all these? When she's in a very bad mood, when things are not going her way, when she doesn't feel you love her anymore, is she going to dump you, ditch you, and have another affair, a sexual affair, cry on the shoulder of someone, and before you know it, they start smooching, kissing, and they consider it normal. Okay? So, how do you manage your emotions? How does she manage her emotions? One. Number two is, uh, we are very complex with, especially men, with our emotions and feelings. We may not express it. We expect people to know it by default. Women, on the other hand, they are too complex. They'll express too much and sometimes too confusing. So, can you empathize and understand a female that you're with? Can you read through them? And can they empathize and understand you? Now, obviously, when you're two different people, it takes time to, grow into each other. But does she have that patience, the tolerance, the level of, maturity to say, okay, he's in a bad mood. What do I do? How do I react? Or can she read in between the lines? Oh, I know that he's in a bad mood. My wife, given the 8 years that we have been, she can read me now easy, just as I can read her. She knows when I'm grumpy. She knows when I'm grouchy. When I get up in the morning, my daughter is obviously in La La Land. So when I get up in the morning, I'm a little grumpy, grouchy, and I don't want anyone going, oh, la, 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 hyper with me, because getting sleep is hard. And when I wake up, I want a little space. I want quiet, which my daughter anyway can't give me. So by looking at my demeanor, my physiology, my face, in a second, my I've always noticed my wife says to my daughter, don't disturb Papa, come here. And she'll actually pull her sometimes from coming towards me. And sometimes when she sees I'm a little okay, even without me saying it, she'll be like, see, Papa, wake up, just say Swarika and greet Papa. Okay, say, Papa, I love you. She guides. So my daughter is getting the clues from her, and eventually my daughter will also figure out. Okay. So this did not come by default. This came by my wife taking that deep-seated drive and desire to want to learn. In fact, this one will shock you. When my wife married me, she didn't know English. Really, she didn't know English. She used to communicate with Google Translate. She took it on herself to learn English as soon as possible after marriage, and within a few months, she was speaking. I mean, this she did it on her own accord. I never asked her, I never forced her. She made sure she learned English by herself. Seriously, within the first month itself, she was learning how to talk. How did she do it? I don't know. But this shows the commitment, the level of maturity, the intensity that she had. So, first one, emotional intelligence is, can you manage your own emotions? Can she manage hers? Can can she understand you and empathize with you, and be able to adjust and evolve? Remember, adaptability is important. The third one is, this one is this one is very, very important. Is you will have tough times, you will have bad times, you will have bad days. How do you handle them? How do you communicate? How do you behave? Initially, when I married my wifey, I had a policy. It was my way or the highway. That was what it was. And my wife was not allowed to get angry. Okay. I didn't want her to show me a grumpy face. In fact, the first time she showed me a grumpy face, I literally bought the whole house down. I was like, who the fuck are you, showing me anger? Because I was also in a pissed off state. She was also in a pissed off state. Okay. Why did she get pissed off? I can't recollect right now. But now it has been 8 years. 8 years since she got married. And we both don't want drama. So sometimes my wife gets grumpy and angry. And when does she get grumpy and angry? She gets grumpy and angry, especially during when she has not eaten food. Here's a funny thing. She wants to lose weight, so she follows intermittent fasting like me. But where for me, I am okay with controlling food and not eating. My wifey, if she doesn't eat food, she's literally like this. Okay, she'll show this face. And if I tell her, can you go get that? She will, like as if she's about to hit me with something. So, like I told you, it took time for me to understand. Today, when she's grumpy, I'm like, you're grumpy, right? Didn't eat food. I actually address it. Okay, I'll not disturb you. Then she says, no, 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 you tell me. Oh, with the same look. Oh, no, no, you tell me. Tell me what you want. I said, if you're okay, if you're fine, just make for me a cup of coffee. Okay, I'll make. See, now I know that she's angry, she's grumpy, but I didn't let it bother me because I know she'll be okay after some. And believe it or not, after a few minutes, she comes to me and says, she actually like bows and says, I'm sorry, I was angry. I tell her I understand. I perfectly understand. And she's very happy that I'm able to adjust to that. So this is one time where she gets, grumpy and angry. And with regards to me, she knows when I'm doing my work, you know, when I'm in putting the hat of thinking of business, money, and all that. Oh, I don't have to say it. She knows it. Okay. So, how do you communicate? And when we do have a disagreement, now, let's say, for example, I told her a simple one. Fights are not very big. Let's say I told her, clean the toilet, just keep it clean because the whole thing is a mess. Baby has put all the toys there and there is, toothpastes are all over, brush is all over, keep it off. And after I told her once, she didn't do it. Twice, she didn't do it. 3 times, she didn't do it. So before, one of the biggest arguments I had was when I told her literally for 3, 4 days on the same thing again, she didn't do. Finally, I exploded. Now what I do is I don't explode. I've told her 3, 4 times. Like this had happened once where I told her 2, 3 times and she didn't do it. So finally, I waited when she was in a good mood and she was actually watching her movie thing. And remember, I told her to do the work, but she's still, working. So what I did is I said, "You're free? Yeah, I'm free." So I said, come with me. And I took her with me and I started to clean and show her, see, I want this to be there. No, no, I'll do. I said, no, no, no. I told you many times you didn't do it. So let me do it now and show you. And she was very embarrassed because she believes and she knows that this is her job. So I did it and I showed her. But that doesn't mean I didn't give her a punishment. I told her that, I give her a monthly pocket money. I said, I'll deduct. I'm not going to give you month end. I'm going to deduct X amount. And there she got really buggered up because that is something she really doesn't want. But because she also had the maturity, she was like, she came to me later on. Now remember, I've told her something unpleasant. I'm going to deduct money end of the month, which, she's not she doesn't spend money like crazy. She still came into the room and apologized and told me, I'm sorry, it is my mistake. I made the mistake. She didn't ask me to, so now give me the full money, don't deduct. No, it came from the heart and she didn't ask me anything. Well, I didn't deduct anything, even though I said it. Why? Because she showed that she wants to improve. So the point that I give you here with these examples is how do you behave, communicate, and interact and engage when things are not so pleasant, when you have a argument, disagreement, or fight. All right. And you could couple this on how do you behave on your worst day? Women, they tend to have their periods, their mood changes. Different women behave differently with their periods. They call it that time of the month. Then women behave differently when they are upset. Some like to be left alone. Some like to talk too much. Some like to chat with their friends. So, how does your partner behave during the worst days? Okay. The next key point is this one is very important. This one is you need to discuss with your partner beforehand is what are your values? What is important to you? What is the ranking of your values? And what is your vision overall? Like, what is more important? God, family, children, money? And don't take this lightly. You have to figure out because if you're not clear about this now, it'll cause a lot of problems later on, and you'll end up with a relationship where you'll have nagging for the rest of your life. I was very clear about this when I was about to get married to her. Before that, I told her, my work is the most important thing. It's God. Okay? If you come in between me and my work, better we don't get into the marriage because if you do after marriage, break up. I'm divorced. I told her I'm not going to even discuss. It's non-negotiable. You come in between me and my work, it's a divorce. You do things to jeopardize that, bye bye. I told her my work is first priority. I'll choose it between, if I have to choose between my work and you, I'll choose my work. Between my work and you and the child, I'll choose my work because I'm the only bread earner. There's nobody else who's going to feed me. Nobody's going to take care of me. She can't take care of me. My kid can't take care of me. In fact, I have to take care of everyone. So you can't come in between me and my work. So that was my first value. The second one is me, my I. First, I'll take care of me, my I. My health is more important because I'm earning. I have to be at peace of mind. So I have to do what keeps me happy. I have to take care of myself. I have to pamper. So once I'm fully functioning, then I can take care of you. It's like the example I've given you. You're on a boat and your wife, your kid, and suddenly it capsizes. And now you're drowning, your wife is drowning, your kid is drowning. So obviously, you'd want to save the kid, right? But if you don't know how to swim yourself, how will you save your wife? How will you save your kid? So first, save yourself, learn how to save yourself, and immediately figure out who to save next. So in this, I would definitely go for the baby next because the baby doesn't even know anything. Wife at least can, you know, push herself up. So you get what I'm saying. So you need to have very clear hierarchy of values and you need to have your vision. My vision was very simple when you got married. First, immediately I told her, once you get married, immediately I want a kid. Others, no point because I was 40. I mean, if I'm 40 and I have a kid now, by the time the kid is college ready, the kid will be 20. I'll be 60. Another maybe 10 more years I need to work. So I told her we must have a kid immediately, ASAP. I don't want to be like 80 when the kid goes to college. And even though she was young, she said, fine, we'll have a kid. So your values and your vision, overall vision. I told her what is important for me is my work, my myself and family. I'm not interested in anything else. I don't want relatives. I don't want friends. I don't want society. I don't want all that bullshit. And you also got to know your stance on smoking, drinking, drugs, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, chatting, social media. All the rules have to be stated very, very clearly. Okay, and only then it would work. And the more explicit you both are, the more it'll work. Remember, you both are of different ages, from different backgrounds, from different traditions, from different cultures. Even religion plays a very important role. What religion do you want your kid to follow? How many kids do you want to have? Who will the kid stay with? Will the relatives be involved? Will the kid be allowed to go stay with the parents? Will the parents be allowed to come to your house? Will you, your parents, her parents? All this you have to answer. In my case, luckily for me, my mother and father totally banned and censored from my life. My relatives non-existent. Her relatives mind their own business. She doesn't, forcefully ask me to engage with him. They consider me as a foreigner. He has his own things to do. They give me space. I love that. I'm very happy. So keep that in mind. Okay. So that is shared values, life vision. Hope you are not getting too bored, by the way, guys, including my that client. But I want to give you the best value. Okay, I know it's a little lengthy. The next one is resilience and adaptability, paramount in any relationship. How do you both handle the tough times? Let's say you both had a fight, you both, had an argument. Who decides to patch up first? It's easy to say, I'm the alpha male, she has to come back, others fuck off. Well, that's true, where men are very alpha. But it cannot be like this if you want a relationship to improve. Sometimes you have to maybe be a little soft and understanding. I was always the type, I give a fuck. When I had girlfriends, I was breaking up with every girl who has to get pissed off with. Yes, it works when you're single and a bachelor, but once you get married, no. So, how do you both handle a fight? Who takes the cool mind? Okay, it's like I told you, sometimes when my wife shows she's grumpy, I'm like, she's like a child. Okay, just learn how to manage this. And sometimes when she is wrong and we argue, this happened lately when we both, something of making noise or disturbing me, or something happened, and I give it to her in front of the baby, which I don't like to do. And obviously, baby was upset because she's a baby. She wants both of us to be a happy family. So I came in here. I was just steaming. I was like, frustrated. It was a fault of my wife actually. And then my wife came into the room and she said, I'm sorry, it was my fault. Even though she was angry, even though she was hurt. And she said, uh, just want to say sorry. If can I do anything right now? Do you want coffee, tea? I said, just leave me alone. I'll come back to you when I'm okay. But given the fact that my baby was crying, now remember, my wife has taken a step forward to, you know, patch up the fight argument. I saw on the camera that my baby was crying, so I said, eh, don't need to prolong this. I went and I told my wife, it's okay, fine. I give her a hug, and when I went to the baby started to cry more because the baby was hurt. So then, just to make them all feel happy, even though I was supposed to do something else, I told them, okay, let's all go out. Let's go somewhere nice, and we'll have something nice to eat. And I kind of took them out, gave them something to eat to take their mind off, and then I bought a small gift for the baby to cheer her up, and I also bought something for the wife. So you see, like my wife took, even though she was angry, I was angry. We both could have sat sulking. We both took a initiative to make things work. And how do you bounce back from the adversity? And yes, you have to evolve and adapt. And it's only because we love each other and we love the family, we have consciously worked towards being better. I'm not the same Loy Machedo that I was when I married her. I've changed so much, seriously. And even my wife changed so much. She is no longer what she used to be. So that is only because we both have the fire. Next one is fundamental. It is when you marry, it's not just honeymoon, it's just not sex, it's not just not having, oh, someone will listen to me. Responsibility and accountability. And I don't mean by, oh, I'm responsible to work, you're responsible to take care of the house. No. When you do something wrong, do you admit it? Okay. Do you take accountability for it? And do you genuinely, make a change? That's how you will evolve. I used to have a lightning temper. I had my way or the highway. I was very unreasonable on a lot of issues. I've changed all that. Okay, so when I'm wrong, I immediately say I apologize, and I remember. I know that my daughter is watching, and she'll remember. So when I'm wrong, I admit. I practice humility. I used to give a lot of bad words. You check my previous old videos. I've stopped that. Why? Because I know tomorrow my daughter might start watching the videos online, and then I don't want her to think my papa used to always tell me, be respectful, mannerful. He is not. So why should I be? I don't want that. Okay, so responsibility and accountability. You have to take your role very, very seriously. So should your partner. And the final thing, the last final point, is your identity. Um, despite we getting married, we still have. I have what I like. She has what she likes. She loves only Thai food. Okay, no other food. She only loves Thai food. I don't like only Thai food. I like a different kind of food. My kind of food, she finds kind of weird, different, because it's not just like I'm going to have pizza, burgers, and all that. I might have Indian food, which she finds okay, but still they like to put sugar in everything, which I don't like. Okay. Now I might like French fries, Burger King specifically, very crunchy. Sometimes I might eat, let's say, a burger or Turkish food or Arabic food or Israeli food. She might taste it, but she'll not eat it. So I used to get very irritated with this. When I take her out and she's hardly eating it, I used to get very bugged. But today I've realized, okay, she has her taste. And for her, the only thing she likes is a hot pot. The hot pot and barbecue. Standard Thai food. Okay. So there are days where when she comes out with me and I eat what I like, and I know that she's not earning. So sometimes I go with her to what she likes. And then my baby, being a different human being altogether, my baby likes something totally else. She likes McDonald's. She likes Burger King. She likes, that area, children's play area. And, she'll play for 1 hour. We have to sit there doing nothing. So we all give each one room for them to be themselves. Like when my wife likes to talk with her relatives on the phone, and she has this compulsive habit, which I don't mind at all. She loves watching movies. Oh, she watches movies. She has a Thai, Chinese movies dubbed into Thai. And before I used to not allow this because I used to like have a strict rule. No, you can't see the phone. You have to do work. But then overall, I realized she's sitting whole day here. She's not doing anything. I don't want it to be a jail. So I've told her, enjoy yourself, do what you want, but sometimes do pay attention. Like right now, as I speak, there's a lot of mess outside. Okay, toys are here and there. The sugar glider area, they have all their stuff that they throw out from the cage. It's all over littered, and it's not a perfect setting. In fact, I'd be very embarrassed if someone came home. Even she would be. There's a lot of clothes. She went to the beach, which I didn't go with the daughter. There's sand in some of the areas near the toilet. Wash means where we have bath. So I'm really irritated with all this. Okay, and even the dishes have not been washed because she came late yesterday with the daughter. But the Loy Machedo before would lose his cool with this. Absolutely. Today, I'm more like, okay, I'll tell her, I'll communicate to her. And see, she got up early at 6. I got up at 3 o'clock, okay, to do my work. Anyway, she got up at 6 and she got the baby ready. She prepared the food. And now she has gone out to drop the baby and just do basic shopping for the house. Okay. So when she comes back, if she still doesn't pay attention, or I just tell her, see, listen, there is the kitchen, there is the toilet, there is the sitting area, there is the sugar glide area. These are the 5, 6 areas. Just complete one at least. I'd really appreciate if you complete one. Okay, I don't want you to do all. And because I communicate this in a very nice way, okay, you'll not believe my wife literally will make sure everything is done. So it's because I've given her room for her to be herself. I don't, force her. No, everything my way. And even though this is very irritating for me, I put it in a nice way. So I'm letting her be herself. And even my daughter, like some of my daughter is super hyper when she, my daughter has ADHD. When I get up, I'm grumpy, grouchy. I don't want any disturbance. It happened yesterday, 2 days ago, when I got up and I was fasting also, which makes it even worse. And plus I had body pain because I had fever. So my daughter came jumping. She wanted me to hold her and just throw her up in the air and catch. And she is like now 22 kilo or 23. And I'm very weak when you don't eat for 7 days and you have high fever. So when she did that, and I told her, just go, I'm just woken up. I was really not feeling well. And my daughter still didn't get the message. And I didn't hold her like very hard. But I said, I just held her and come here. I just told her, come on this side. I told her I'm busy. And my wife was not there. Others, my wife would normally tell her. So then my wife saw And she saw that I moved her aside because I really had to wash my face and just get fresh. So then she waited for me to go and she went to the baby and she communicated. See, Papa is so and so, he's like this, he's not keeping well, he's fasting. Why are you disturbing Papa? Because my daughter was feeling a little hurt. And then she calmed her down. She sat down with her, gave her a hug, made her understand. And it took me some time. After maybe an hour or so, I went and introduced again myself to my baby. I said, "How are you? Papa not well. That's why Papa couldn't do this." So I they allowed me. My wife allowed me to be me. Gave her my space. I gave my daughter, even though she was wrong, I did try to give her space, but I could not. So I told her. So when she did that the following day after I got well, here once again, she knows she's not supposed to do, but I allowed her. And even though I'm not supposed to encourage her, I said, okay, I'll do it today. Okay, but next time when I get up in the morning, don't ask me again. She said, okay, Papa, I'll not do it again. So threw her up in the air. She felt happy. I felt very uncomfortable, but I allowed her. So the final point which I'm trying to say is everyone has a unique identity, their goals, their sense of self, their likes, dislikes, rules, boundaries that should be maintained even after you marry because remember, they're still a different human being. Just as you want your rules, they have theirs also. So, yeah, overall, I hope this has added value. Has been quite a long video. I didn't think it'll take so long. Literally been 1 hour. So, yeah, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If it has added value, I'll be the most happiest. Good, bad, ugly, feel free. Comment below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.